So that's her opinion, and to a certain extent, I concur with it. And I could go through a whole list of her basically disrespectful. This is not just coming from her surrogates now, even though they echo this, but from her own or important surrogates. Things said about Barack Obama. And for me the most telling one is when she said, "I have a lifetime of experience that qualifies me to be commander-in-chief from day one. My worthy colleague in the Senate, the Republican John McCain, also has a lifetime of experience that would fully qualify him to be commander-in-chief from day one. And our little friend Barack Obama has one speech, which he never tires of reminding us of because it shows his judgment, blah, blah, blah. I mean, get a life." No. Just from a rhetorical point of view, this doesn't make any sense. You can compare your lifetime of achievement and experience with Barack Obama's lifetime of achievement and experience, or you can compare your speech defining your your position on going to war in Iraq with his position on not going to war in Iraq. But you cannot compare apples and oranges. It just isn't kosher. But that's the least of it. As I told Justin, you use these logical fallacies over and over and over again. What's really disturbing about that is that you said this on public television about a fellow Democrat. Which how could you then, if he becomes the nominee, if he's not, turn around and support him, endorse him, campaign for him? Wouldn't make sense. And how can you say that? About the Democrats? Your policies are very similar. They're very different than Republicans. How can you say that? Democrats do not attack Democrats. They can say they might be, a better choice, but you can't attack Democrats in a primary. I mean, it's an insult to the party, to the whole, and it's just one of several examples of this kind of lack of disrespect. I'll give you another one. This happened the day after one of the debates leading up to Super Tuesday 2, I think it was in Texas, in which she said that whatever happens, it's an honor to share the stage with Barack Obama, and an honor, and this is why I get up in the morning, to support the Democratic Party and the Democratic position, and push forward our plans for helping the American people. This is my raison d'etre. And then the next day we see her in Ohio, coming out toward a microphone, chatting amiably with the governor of Ohio, who trails around like a faithful companion. And all of a sudden she turns to the camera and launches into, "This has just come to my attention. Two pamphlets completely distorting my positions on NAFTA and healthcare. These are Karl Rove tactics. The fiend Karl Rove. Barack Obama, you are Karl Rove incarnate, and every Democrat in this nation should be outraged outraged. Shame on you, Barack Obama. Shame on you. Shame on you. We will meet in Ohio, and we will have a very serious discussion about your campaign tactics. Believe you me. And then she stops, and then she's back to chatting in and wandering around with that big grin plastered on her face. Well, that was a good one, wasn't it? You know, most coarse actors at least have enough, you know, shame, a sense of shame, that if they're going to come out and do that, they at least wait till they get backstage before they start trying to feel up the assistant stage manager. And so, you know, and again, this is another completely illogical and completely bogus display of self-righteous indignation, because she, you know, she had been doing the same thing. They've been exchanging pamphlets, both out, you know, favorably describing their policies in comparison with the others. And I don't want to keep going on, but there's just one more, and that is this meddling of Hillary Clinton in Michigan and Florida. Look, the National Democratic Committee, before the primaries were held in those two states, said that those votes would not count. I personally don't understand why any of the candidates' names of the Democratic Party were they were even standing, because the Democratic National Committee had told the voters, you can't, you know, these aren't going to count, but all the candidates should have supported that position. And if Hillary Clinton didn't want, and was concerned about the voters, and was concerned about, you know, the rules, she should have said so before the primary. She should have expressed her concerns and took the consequences of that. Instead, she puts her name on Michigan and gets 55% of the vote, running against nobody. And then she does the same. She appears in Florida before that primary is held, and gets 55 or 57% of the vote, running against nobody who's even bothered to campaign. Now and that was, you know, she should have said it then, but she's waited. You know, it's like till you know, it appears that she might be in some trouble, and it's like a team that doesn't like the referee, or doesn't like in a football game, and they don't say anything about it before the game, but you know, we're into the third quarter and they're trailing by 14 points, and now they're complaining about the refereeing and demanding that the other team get on board with them, and blah blah blah. No, that political meddling like that is, you know, it's just transparent, and it's ugly. And it showed, and what's ugliest is saying that there would have been vote overs in both of these states if Barack Obama wasn't a coward. If he had the guts, if he was brave enough to face me. Barack Obama, every time he has faced her, every time he's had a campaign, he usually starts, in any state, he usually starts from a position of inferiority. And then he gradually builds up his base as he campaigns, and then mostly from new voters. He's not going to change any of your voters' mind, but he builds up this and either passes her, which he has done in the majority of states, or he narrows the margin so much that, you know, except with a few states like Arkansas and what I call the aberration in Ohio, and you know, that's another thing. Barack Obama is not only unqualified to be the president and commander-in-chief, he is unelectable. You know, and this started in South Carolina.